And it's a very good afternoon to you and all the viewers out there who watch the daily raps on a regular basis. And this is episode 323. I nearly said 222. Sorry about that. Well, my name's Barry Fair, and I hope you're having a good Saturday wherever you may be watching. Well, once again, where am I? You guessed it, in my room isolating. And it's going to be like that for the next few days. So, I thought I might bring the show to you in my room, and this is what I'm doing here. Well, just to give you some idea of what I've talked about so far on the show this coming week. Well, yesterday I talked about the phone manners and how important they were. I spoke about that the other day, and I might as well talk about phone manners again with you this afternoon here on the show, just to give you some idea of how important they are. Well, for those of you that missed the phone manners segment a couple of days ago, let me run through those with you now. Well, phone manners are very important, especially if you are working at a business or a house such as this. Now, if you answer the phone at a business, you say, "Good afternoon, Ray's Lunch Shop," example. Then you say, "Travis speaking," or whatever your name is, okay? So, phone manners, they must be precise, accurate, and fair. And ask the person how you can help them, how you can help them, him or her, with their inquiries and what the inquiry is regarding. Okay? It is very important to talk about phone manners because I feel for me it is very important to speak in a nice, calm way on the phone, because if I'm angry on the phone, etc., nobody will want to assist me, and the same with my emails. If I'm rude to people in my emails, well, nobody will want to help me in that sense, okay? Because having good phone manners and good phone etiquette, email etiquette, is the most important thing that I've been talking about on the show so far since I have been in isolation. So phone manners, okay, if you need to make a phone call, guys, just recapping, you need to have the person's phone number, okay, and the area code if you are calling another state, say, such as Melbourne, Brisbane, Adelaide, Perth, Tasmania, the Northern Territory, etc. So it is very important, guys, to really focus on your phone manners and make sure that you have a pen and a bit of paper to write down your questions and the person's name and phone number. Okay, so if the person you are trying to ring is not there, leave them a nice, polite message and a brief message with your number and ask them to call you back. Okay? So if the person's not there, please don't leave a threatening message on there. And don't swear because it is very rude to do this. Okay? Because I know not to do that on the phone because it will not get me anywhere. Having bad phone manners, guys, is not the way to go. And especially the emailing too. So please, guys, during this difficult time, have good phone manners. Okay, please don't be an absolute fool on the phone because you will not get the support that you need and you will be asked to refrain from using any rude words or bad language on the phone because it won't get you anywhere. So having good phone manners, guys. Okay, I've said this on many of the episodes that I have brought to you, and I will remind you all again throughout this isolation period, okay? Because this is very important that you have a very good phone manners, and if you want to be a telephonist, have a good attitude, guys, because it is the only way that people will respect you on the other end of the line. So this is what I've started the show on today. Just recapping the phone manners, etc. Okay, because I feel that it is a very important topic to begin the Saturday edition of the Daily Raps with. So it is no good, okay, having poor phone manners, especially when you answer your phone. So please have good phone manners, guys, because manners are free, they don't cost a thing, okay, and neither does respect, okay, because if someone was rude to me on the phone, I'd be absolutely gutted, guys, because I know not to be rude on the phone because it won't get me anywhere. So you know, I must have good phone manners all the time, not just one day, every day. And if I need to speak to someone because I'm struggling, all I've got to do is pick up the phone, dial the person's number, and I will get the support that I need. Like the other day, for example, I was upset because I needed help from someone on the phone and I got help, so I was really polite about it all. So in ending the first part of the show today, please have good phone manners, okay? Because phone manners are free. They don't cost anything, okay? So please don't be an idiot on the phone and don't be rude. So this is what I have started today's show with, okay? And I will end the show with that. But coming up, I will tell you about a chip button. And that's coming up on the second part of today's show. And this is episode 323 today. I keep saying 222, and I do apologize for that. Well, the time is now 9 minutes to 1 o'clock. It is Saturday afternoon here. Thanks for joining me this afternoon. Don't go away. I have plenty more coming up for you on today's show. I'm Barry Fear. This is episode 323 today. It is Saturday, the 22nd of January, 2022. This is Barry Fair with you for the second part of episode 323 today. Good afternoon and welcome. Well, today I'd like to talk about how to make a chip butty. Well, a chip butty, guys, is like a serving of hot chips, okay, and you can serve the hot chips in a bread roll with tomato sauce. So here's how you make it. Well, you buy a serving of hot chips from your fish and chip shop, okay? And then you put the hot chips in the bread roll, a long bread roll, and then close the lid. Okay, if you want a long bread roll, you can put the chips in that and then butter the bread. But if you wish to toast it, okay, butter the top of the bread and then whack it in the sandwich press. Now, we must train ourselves from time to time. Okay, so we know that fast food is not always good, but a chip butty, ladies and gentlemen, you can't go past this. So why don't you buy yourself some hot chips and make a chip butty? Go on, I urge you to today on the show. So, moving off from the isolation, it's time now to talk about how to get your child ready for school. Now, with term one about to get underway in a couple of days' time or in a week's time, it is important that the mums and dads out there, okay, have all the essentials that your child needs for school, such as a new lunchbox and a drink bottle, okay, manila folders, rulers, you name it. And what about a new backpack and a new pair of school shoes or sandals, and for the girls, school tunics. Now school tunics are like a skirt, but for the boys in summertime, get them a couple of nice comfortable school shirts and some shorts and perhaps some new shoes. But make sure when you buy the new shoes, take an existing pair of school shoes down to the store and tell the staff what school shoe your son or daughter needs. Okay? Because this is very important. Okay? So, before you buy your son's school shoes, or your daughter's for that matter, make sure that you look at the shoe size on the shoe, or if you can't find the shoe size, guys, okay, get the staff at the store to measure your child's foot, because this is very important here. Okay? And make sure that your child can move their foot around in their shoe. Okay? Make sure that the shoes are comfortable for them. And the only way to make sure that your child is comfortable in their shoes, make sure that he or she walks around for a couple of hours to wear the shoes in. Okay? And here's a trick, okay? Grab a bucket of cold water, some old newspapers, and soak the shoes in and soak the shoes, I should say, in the water to stretch them out. Okay? Because this is important. And make sure that you have enough band-aids as well, in case your child gets blisters from the shoes. This is also very important. Okay, so make sure that the shoes are comfortable for your child. Okay, and make sure that your child's toenails are cut. Make sure that the shoes are not causing ingrown toenails, because that's the last thing that your child doesn't want, an ingrown toenail. Now, preparing school lunches. Okay, make sure that your child has a nutritious, healthy school lunch for the start of the year, okay? Don't put junk food in their lollies or in their lunch box, such as lollies, chips and all that, so don't do that. You need to give your child a nice, healthy lunch to school, and make sure that your child has a new lunch bag and a new lunch box to start the year. Perhaps while you are down at the shop with your child, make sure that they ask for a cooler bag to keep all the food nice and cold. And get a freezer brick too. So if you're gonna put the lunch in the freezer overnight, make sure you get a freezer back. Now here are some ideas for school lunches. Now, if you're making a big batch of dinner, such as vegetable patties, guys, make sure that you set aside some leftovers for your child because they may want leftovers for lunch the following day. And make sure you cook up a big batch of vegetable patties or salmon patties. Ask your child would they like a leftover vegetable or salmon patty for their lunch instead of the boring cheese and Vegemite sandwiches and free biscuits because that just won't cut it. Now, when you get to school, kids, pop your lunch straight in the fridge so that it stays nice and cool until lunchtime. And if you've got any dairy products such as yogurt, cheese, or milk, make sure you pack those in separate compartments. Okay? So put your lunch straight in the fridge before you go to class. Because the last thing that you don't need is food poisoning or visiting the emergency department after school. Okay, and another thing you can make for school lunches is a nice salad. Look up a nice salad for lunch, like have a flick through have a flick through the recipe book for a nice healthy salad for lunch instead of the sandwiches. Well, that's all for today. Join me next time. I'm Barry Fear. Have a good afternoon.